I'm Saul Shiffman. I'm a professor of psychology at the University of Pittsburgh in the U.S., and I've been studying cigarette smoking and how to help people quit smoking for almost 40 years. And importantly, people forget just how bad smoking is for you. So people who keep smoking and don't quit have a 50% chance of dying as a result of cigarette smoking. Almost all smokers know that smoking is unhealthy, but that's very abstract. They know that it's going to kill their neighbor who smokes, but they're safe. Their grandmother lived to 90 while smoking. And so usually for smokers, it's a moment of truth when you realize what you're really doing to yourself, when the abstract becomes very personal. The idea of nicotine replacement therapy is to help you through the hardest part of the quit process, which is that when you first quit, you can experience craving and withdrawal because your body's not used to being without nicotine. So the therapy provides nicotine at a lower dose, at a slower rate, for the first, call it 3 months of quitting, so that you don't experience those symptoms. So on the day you quit, or possibly earlier is okay too, you start using the nicotine lozenge. You use it both on a regular basis and when you have a strong craving. And you slowly taper down the amount of lozenges that you're using so that by 3 months you're both off tobacco and off the nicotine lozenge and ready for your healthy life. There is a lot of evidence that graphic warnings are more effective than text, and specifically that they encourage people to consider quitting. Because instead of being exposed to the warnings occasionally or abstractly, smokers are exposed to the warning each time they pick up a pack. And the graphics generate emotion, generate fear or revulsion, which is wholly appropriate when you're doing something that has a chance of killing you. So the chances of having a heart attack go down very quickly, almost the next day. Their lungs stop deteriorating so that they're less likely to get emphysema, which is a horrible disease. And their risk of cancer starts to drop, although that takes a long time to return to normal. I think it's important for people to realize too that it's not just risk of death, but health and disease. So a disease like emphysema not only shortens your life, but makes your life very miserable for many years. So it's important for people to, sometimes people say, oh, so I'll die a few years earlier, but I'll be happy. Well, no, actually, you have a good chance of being very sick and very miserable for a lot of years. So it's important to quit, and the earlier you quit, the more health benefit you get. Smokers all over the world are quitting in greater numbers and using treatment like nicotine lozenge in greater numbers, but that's just being introduced into Dubai and into the Emirates. So this is the right time for smokers to quit. Another issue is that some smokers who smoke shisha think that they're safe and that shisha is safer, and in fact shisha is no safer. People get a lot of carbon monoxide, which is a poison gas, and a lot of carcinogens from smoking shisha. So whether you smoke shisha or you smoke cigarettes, it's time to quit.